What's the meaning of life? Well, that is a good question. I think the answer is growth. Growth in personal development, learning, um, growth physically, mentally, and spiritually. I think that's the meaning of life. Um, but I was put on this earth for a reason. I think that everything happens for a reason, good or bad. And, it's really easy to focus on the negative things in life. But what's really hard is to focus on positive things, especially when you're in a negative place or a place that you feel like you can't get out of. I've been in so many of those situations where I just thought it was never gonna end. Like when does this pain end? When does this suffering stop? And I think it takes a lot of practice, like of going through that over and over again and reminding yourself things are going to get better. Things are going to be okay. But I strongly believe that you have to put the effort and the work in to get yourself out of that situation. For example, and I could use a million different examples, but both like philosophically and like metaphorically, but also of this world. For example, let's say you are tired of the way that you look. And the way that you look, the way that you feel, is a direct result of what you do and the lifestyle that you live. Keeping in mind that some people cannot do much. They can do something, but they can't do much because they might have some type of disease state. I'm not talking about those people. But what I am talking about is the people that have an out, the people that can make a choice on their own to improve their life. And if you're truly unhappy with where you're at, I strongly believe that you can change that. You just have to put in the work, because how you feel physically and mentally, what I believe is strongly representative of what you're doing on a daily basis, what you're eating, what kind of supplements you're taking. And let's say like you fix that and you eat whole foods. For example, sweet potato, eggs, chicken, tuna, rice, vegan protein powder, big fan of that. Olive oil, Brazil nuts, fruits, berries, vegetables, cauliflower, asparagus. That's pretty much what I eat. And oats, rice cakes, and cream of rice, because I have to be gluten-free. I cannot consume any gluten at all because my body does not want to digest it. And I think gluten is a poison. And I think that a lot of the food that this fucking shit government, now, like, it's easy for me to blame. Like, I'm gonna show some of my negative side out, just to give you an example how easy this is to, I guess, fall victim to. It's because of this shit fucking government. Fuck the government that is giving us poison, and the president's fucking, like that kind of attitude. I could be like that, and I am like that sometimes. but I try to catch myself like, hey, what can I do in my situation to change my life, to change my negative thinking and my issues? Well, I could buy all whole foods. I could not put poison in my body. I could not consume dairy because I can't eat dairy. Dairy makes you bloated, by the way, and it makes you fat and unhealthy, and it's extremely toxic. That's just my research and my belief around that. Some people, might not have as much of an issue with those things, but I don't see why not to eat all the whole foods and cut that out because it's really not doing you any benefits. Food is very addictive, and a lot of this food that, especially in packaged food, even Cliff Bars included, I used to eat a lot of those. I just can't eat anymore because it doesn't make me feel good. It doesn't improve my life at all. So what I can do in my situation, instead of just complaining about everything else, I try not to complain hardly at all because I know that I can do something. Like, I know that I can change whatever issue I'm having. Like, I'm a problem solver. I like solving problems. And sometimes they're really difficult. But there's always hope. There's always goodness at the end of that tunnel. If you believe that. The thing is, you have to believe it. Because if you don't, you're going to just be stuck in the same negative cycle that you're in. And that's entirely up to you to make that decision. Like, everyone, in my opinion, like, I know this might offend some people, but if you are extremely overweight, I think that being extremely overweight is a choice. It's not some genetic disposition because you chose to eat all that food and make yourself insulin insensitive and fuck up your whole body. That's just what I think. And I used to be fat. I didn't used to be obese, but I was tired of the way that I was feeling. So I was like, let's just change this shit. Like, I'm fucking tired of feeling terrible every single day. And, I did that for 11 years. And I even suffered through the low testosterone that I was having for the last 4 years of that 11. And not knowing that I had a thyroid problem also, fixing that was extremely difficult, but I figured it out. And I'm very grateful to have had the willpower to find the knowledge that I needed to figure those things out and to no longer have low testosterone, to no longer have an insufficient thyroid. And food, I think, can also be very, very magical, very healing. There's quite a few books that I've read on the power of healing through food, and all of it is 100% whole foods, mostly vegetables. Vegetables have a superpower that can potentially reduce or get rid of or reverse some of the diseases. And let's say that doesn't work. Let's say you need a little bit extra help. And you're training, you're doing resistance training in the gym, you're doing cardio, you're doing everything you can naturally, and you're taking supplements according to your blood work. Let's say you're low on like sodium, for example. I've always been low on sodium, so I have to put a triple dosage of salt on all my foods, so I'm no longer sodium insufficient. And let's say you're doing all that naturally and it still doesn't work. I waited 4 years of feeling like garbage to add medication in, and I made sure that I had a deep understanding a complete understanding of how the drugs work, how the medications work, before I put that on my body, because I really didn't want to mess myself up. And I'm very, very grateful for that knowledge, because it saved me. It made me feel so much better. And, I still have days where I don't feel good, but that's just, some of it's just a fact of life. Like, not everything's perfect. Only Jesus. Only Jesus is perfect. That's just what I believe. I'm not saying you should believe what I believe, but if this video is motivational or helpful in any way, please hit that like button, comment down below, subscribe to the channel, and I would greatly appreciate that. If you want to help me or have me help you, I love helping people, and I'm very grateful for the clients that I have. I do have coaching that I offer for a 30 to 60 minute consultation. I only charge $50. It's on my website, packspray.com. If you want to check that out. I'm very, very detailed in what I give my clients, and let's figure things out together, because I think that 2 minds is better than 1 mind, and I don't know what to say, but I would love to help you. If you are wanting my coaching, in case you're wondering if I do coaching, I do that, and that's on my website. Yeah, I hope you like this video, and I'm going to do the rest of my cardio.